Okay, so I'm going to read this from my computer, and here's page 1. Page 1. Before asking you to take into consideration that which I am obligated to inform you of, I find that it helps to first warn or give one the heads up that the information he or she is about to receive is so unimaginable that it may damn near instinctively cause disbelief. So, in a nutshell, have an open mind. Page 2. Because systems of communication and control in living organisms and those in machines are considered analogous, I have reason to believe that not only should Moses be credited for being the first to write about the principles of cybernetics in his account of the Tower of Babel, but also because he did so, that we are in great debt to him, for he spells out the impending danger that those of us today face. The story of the Tower of Babel. Verse 1. Now the whole earth had one language and one speech. And it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar. And they dwelt there. Then they said to one another, Come, let us make bricks and bake them thoroughly. They had bricks for stone, and they had asphalt for mortar. And they said, Come, let us build ourselves a city, and a tower whose top is in the heavens. Let us make a name for ourselves, lest we be scattered abroad over the face of the whole earth. But the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the sons of men had built. And the Lord said, Indeed, the people are one, and they have one language. And this is what they begin to do. Now nothing that they propose to do will be withheld from them. Come, let us go down and there confuse their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad from there over the face of all the earth, and they ceased building the city. Therefore its name is called Babel, because there the Lord confused the language of all the earth, and from there the Lord scattered them abroad over the face of all the earth. And that was Genesis 11 verses 1 through 9. Page 3. Before these people can begin the construction of their city, and especially their tower whose top is in the heavens, they must organize themselves, or those who can contribute to the work. Not everyone will have the same job, nor will there be only one working as a bricklayer, engineer, water boy, etc. So it would be safe for us to infer that for harmonious interaction between the units within their organization, there is to be a system of communication and a strict set of regulations or policy. Now if it ever happens that information concerning the actual results of intended action, feedback, cannot be made available for regulation, chaos or disorganization is likely to spread throughout their organization and put an end to their construction. And only when this is understood and agreed to are you to continue reading. Page 4. In verse 4, their declaration, Let us make a name for ourselves, lest we be scattered abroad over the face of the whole earth, shows their desire for indivisibility. Lest means for fear that. To make a name for themselves, lest they be scattered, would mean that they fear being scattered. If they fear being scattered, then it is because they desire to stay together, as one. Therefore, by attempting to secure their unity, they show themselves as possessing the desire for indivisibility, their purpose for building themselves a city and a tower. Now let us focus our attention on how they would secure their unity. Let us make a name for ourselves, lest we be scattered abroad over the face of the whole earth. One of the ways by which people can make a name for themselves is accomplishments. So if they were to make a name for themselves by building their city and tower, which would have been considered as great accomplishments among them, especially a tower whose top is in the heavens, then what we would have is a people creating modes of communication. To make a name for oneself is to make oneself known. And communicating is what one is doing when in the act of making him or herself known, for the purpose of indivisibility. So let us get a better understanding of these modes. Only when this is understood and agreed to are you to continue reading. Page 5. In a city, people live, buy, sell, trade, work, go to school, and talk with each other in letters or face-to-face. Also in a city, there is a circulation of currency. On the internet, people can live through web address, buy, sell, trade, work, go to school, and talk with each other in letters or face to face. Also on the internet, there is a circulation of information. Towers, because they are so high up, allows people to watch weather patterns, spot enemy armies, study the heavens like stars, planets, etc., and track. No different from most that satellites allow us to do today. So the city and tower whose top is in the heavens symbolize two modes of communication by which the whole world achieves its indivisibility. And what about the brick and mortar used to build the city and tower? The brick for stone and the asphalt for mortar symbolize those things which are what digital information is made up of. Bits, the building blocks of digital information, and digital logic, that which combines the bits in meaningful ways. The building symbolizes information processing, for as building a city and a tower or any structure is a series of actions and operations directed towards a particular goal, the definition of process, and so is information processing. And only when this is understood and agreed to are you to continue reading. God, that was hard. Page 6, conclusion. When the Lord God confused those people's language, their system of communication, the feedback necessary for regulation of building processes would have been eliminated. If people cannot understand each other's speech, then there cannot be any feedback. This is no different from computer signals being sent but not received or understood by another or network of computers. This is why they could no longer continue with their building of the city. But the scattering? In this day and age, it is primarily through internet and satellite communications that the whole world achieves its indivisibility, for they bridge in the gaps of long distances, bringing the whole world together in one place, cyberspace. But if it ever happens that these modes of communication are cyber attacked in such a way that unbridges these gaps, the whole world would also find itself scattered. This is pretty much my analysis on what I think this whole letter is about. And by the way, I just want to thank you for watching the video. And pretty much what I think it's about is how we depend a lot on our communication system, which would be through internet, webcam, messaging, all that type of stuff, even cell phones, everything, computers, all of that. And we can be in different places, far away, and even close by, and still be able to see each other all through communication. And that's pretty much how we communicate nowadays. And I believe this is basically trying to help us become more aware of the fact that a lot of us would be really lost if all of our communications were just shut down. If somehow that were to happen, we would really be clueless and lost. And a lot of people depend on GPS and things like that to find where they're at and even find places to go to here and there. And I believe the message is just, it's trying to help us become more prepared for things like that, because I believe it is sort of a possibility. And by the way, the letter has nothing to do with any doomsday prophecy or anything like that. It's just the fact that the writer who sent me the letter, he's had 5 dreams lately. I'd say 3 at the beginning of this year, 2012, and last year, 2 towards the end of 2011. And every dream he's had, he's documented all of it in letters. And so far, he's given me the first piece of his documents, and he's got many more. And he's also sending me them later on, so I'll be able to actually read them online and give you guys all the information you may need. And please give me feedback. Pretty much that's the whole point of this video. Just feedback. Leave a comment. Feel free to add my email if you need to. Also, if you have any information of your own that you would like me to see, please let me know. And that's all I want, just feedback. Also, if you want, you could subscribe, because I I'm going to be making more videos of the documents that he's written from the 5 dreams that he's had. So if you want to, keep yourself in tune, you could subscribe. Otherwise, just check back, and thank you for watching.